Hi guys, my name is Dasha and I'm so happy to see you on my channel. In this video I would like to share with you my tips that I use to learn languages. For the past 4 years I've been learning German, Spanish, French and of course English, so that's why I want to share with you some of my tips. Firstly, of course, I think it's possible to learn language without a teacher because we have the internet and we can find there anything. For example, while I was learning English, I was using YouTube a lot because there are a lot of interesting YouTubers that films in English, and it will help you to learn language. You can listen to any accent from Australia to Canada, the United States and of course the UK, and it will help you anyway. My favorite YouTuber is Marina Mogilko. She's from Russia, but she also makes videos in English. She teaches English, and her videos not only about learning languages but about life in the USA, and she is an entrepreneur. She lives in Silicon Valley, so it's very interesting to watch her videos. Also, there are many websites that can help you to learn languages, to learn vocabulary, grammar rules and etc. For example, in Russia many people use the website called Lingualeo. There are many materials, you can watch video, you can read some stories, you can train your vocabulary and at the same time practice grammar rules, so it's very useful. When I was at school I was sitting at this website for a very long time, and it's also not boring because it's like a game. You learn language but you play a game, so it's very fascinating. Besides, I know that many people don't like to learn words, but I think it's impossible to speak language without learning words. And for me, I found a very useful app. It's called Quizlet, where you can easily learn any vocabulary you want. There are many trainings, for example, member cards and writing, so you easily can learn, for example, 100 words for a half an hour, and it's very useful and it's very quick. So I learn words only there today, and I recommend you this app. And of course, when you learn language, it's very important to immerse yourself into the environment of this language, because it doesn't make sense if you learn language and you don't watch the films in this language, you don't listen to their music, interested in the culture of the country you study the language, because it's the main point, as I think, to study people, to study their culture, and language will help you. I recommend you watch films and series on the language you learn with subtitles on your own language, then on the language you learn, and afterwards without subtitles at all. Recently I watched Scam in Spanish. By the way, Scam is very useful for learning languages because almost every country has its own Scam series, and I watched it in Spanish, and by the way, the topics there are not very difficult and they are quite usual dialogues that you can see in your daily life. I learned Spanish not for a very long time, but I understood something already, and it's a pure happiness when you can understand something in the language you learn. Also, I watched the series called El Embarcadero. In Spanish it was very interesting, I like this very much. And other series, of course, La Casa de Papel and etc. I think many people enjoy listening to music, so find your favorite musician who sing on the language you learn, and just translate their songs, and it's very easy way to remember words because you listen a song for many times and you just easily remember all the words there, and by the way you will understand the meaning, so it will be very useful for you. For example, I adore Shakira. By the way, she speaks on many languages and I like to translate her songs to listen to them, and then I know the words that she uses, and in Spanish classes I can easily say many words. We don't learn them on our classes, but I know them because I listen to Shakira songs. And of course, books. It's a more difficult way to learn vocabulary, I think, but it's also very useful because you can read, you can pronounce all the words, and also it can be very interesting. There is a method by Ilya Frank where you can read a book, and there is a translation for a couple of phrases, and you learn the words, and then after that you learn the whole extract without the translation. And right now I read a book in Spanish also, um, using the method of Ilya Frank. But I also recommend you to use grammar books because I like when it's very structured and you can read the rules, you can understand why it is used here and how you can use it. So grammar books help you to make a structure in your head, and after a while it will be easier to speak on this language. Imagining the structure, having this structure in your head, in your mind, so it's also very useful and helps you to learn language. As a learner of English, my favorite book of grammar is Roundup. There are several levels, and it's very simple and affordable book, and I like the grammar structure, grammar rules, exercises. They're not boring, they are interesting, and also there are some phrasal verbs and many useful things. And my favorite part of learning languages is communication. So I recommend to attend speaking clubs. For example, in my city I have speaking clubs in English and Spanish, I think, and it's very interesting to talk with people on language you learn. It's an incredible experience. By the way, you can discuss different interesting topics from politics to environment and traveling, so it's not boring. And if you don't want to do it offline, you can download the app called Tandem, and you can find there a lot of people learning languages, and you can discuss with them everything you want. Also, there is an option called Parties, where people make a call, an online call, and they can discuss different topics in different languages. I think it's the most valuable application for people who learn languages. So I really recommend you, and you can find there me, and we can talk about anything you want. And at the end, I want to say that the most important thing in learning languages is having a desire, because if you don't have a desire, if you don't have an understanding why do you learn this language, you will have no motivation, because I think it's really hard to learn language by pushing yourself, by telling yourself that I must, I need it, but you don't want it. Firstly, you have to want it. You have to have an understanding why you should do this, and do it because of loving of the culture you learn, because of the desire to communicate with different people and have positive positive emotions about learning languages. For example, I've been learning French in my university in another city that I left, and after that I was thinking that I should continue to learn French, but actually I have no motivation because I like this language, but not I I don't have a goal. For example, now I learn Spanish, and for me it's more um, effective. So I decided to not learn French and to concentrate on English and Spanish. But I think in a couple of years I will learn it and go to France to speak with French people in French. So it's important to have motivation, to have an understanding in your mind why do you want to do this, and to set a goal and just do little steps to achieve this goal. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was useful for you. So write something in comments, what language do you learn and why, and see you in the next videos. Bye!